What is up, my friends? Bones88 here, and the devs for DC Dragon Champs dropped a bomb of an update on us. Even us testers didn't see a lot of this coming. As you can see in the background here, we have a new character plus another one that I revealed a week or so ago. Lots of reworks and just a lot of stuff to go over. So I'm not going to talk for much longer. Let's get right into it and see all the stuff they got for us. Alright, so jumping over here on the Dragon Champions Discord, this is where I read the announcements, and this is where we will go over it. Once again, guys, this is going to be a long one. When you get to the reworks, there were so many that I just stopped reading, and I just thought I'd do it. I'd read the rest of them with you guys on this video. So just be ready. I'm going to make it as fast as I can, but it's going to be a long one, so just prepare yourself. Alright, the pumpkin holidays are upon us, champions. Are you ready? Take part in festive activities, earn special currency, and shop for treats in the special shop this hallowed season. So we're getting a special shop temporary just for Halloween. There's 2 special events and a festive 7-day bonus activity will be going during that time. Get a chance to receive Radish Hero Stones, Cruel Hero Stones, and much more. During Pumpkin Holidays, starting October 30th until November 6th, you will receive a special holiday currency, Pump Coins, as a reward from daily quests, tower, guild raids, just doing your daily stuff. You can also get them from certain offers and events as well. You can use this currency to purchase awesome and useful goodies from the holiday store. The store will only be available for a limited time, October 30th until November 7th. So don't forget to spend all your currency before the time is up, or poof, it'll turn into a pumpkin. You won't be able to refresh the shops for Dray coins, but it will be refreshed every 24 hours, so make sure to drop by every day. There will be a special festive tournament called Suicide Squad, which will take place from the 31st to November 3rd. Okay, that's just kind of summing up what they're going to be doing for Halloween. So here's everything we're going to see in the update, and it might repeat some of the stuff that we just heard, but I'll give you my opinion as they go. Also, if there's something I can show you on the test server, I will edit it in and we'll go over that real quick too. Alright, first off, Pumpkin Holidays special event from October 30th to November 6th. Take part in holiday activities, get special currency, and get cool items from a holiday store. So that's awesome. You know, it gives us something to look forward to. I can't wait to see any extra rewards we can get is always a plus. You know, they're showing us that they appreciate us just by having a Halloween festive rewards and everything else. So I'm excited about that. It's cooler that they're doing that. So there's a new hero, Radish. I bet you it's supposed to be Radish, but everyone's going to say Radish. He is an order, demon, and a mage. So in order to get shards for her, there's going to be a special 7 days login bonus during the holidays. You get Radish Hero Stones and runes. And there's also going to be 2 holiday events where you can get Radish and Cruel Hero Stones for participating in the events. Outside of that, I don't know how she's farmed. Let's just hop right onto the test server while we're here and let's look over them. Okay, we're over here on my test server, and here's Radish, however you want to say it. Like they said, he's an order, demon, fighter, mage. So we have another demon. I don't know if we need any more, but we have another one, and he looks really cool. And let's go over his kit here. So he has a passive called Heat Absorption. He gains 5% lifesteal and 3 speed for each slow enemy. If Shadar is in the party, he receives the same buff. Okay, so I'm definitely not someone who theorizes how this is going to work and everything like that, so I'm not good. You might want to look to XMG or Shaking Gaming or someone to really break down who they're going to be able to work with just by reading the text. I can't really do that for you. So once again, we're just going to go over, and I'll give you kind of what I think he can do. But right now, it's obvious that he has Shadar Synergy. And they're getting speed and lifesteal for all the slow on the enemy. So you're going to have a team who's putting out a lot of slow. Garrett's plug and play, so maybe like a buff team with Garrett, Shadar, and putting Radish as the 5th. So replacing, once again, I don't know, but you'll see he has more synergy with Shadar as we go. Alright, so he has his 3rd ability is called Trick and Treat, and it has a cooldown of 1. It removes all debuffs and applies them to random enemies for the same duration. Whoa. That's badass. That right there alone is going to make him meta. He's a demon, and that right there alone is going to be crazy. That is awesome. You know how that's going to turn the tide of battle? That I'm excited to see. And that's just the first part of it. He also heals himself by 200% of his magic damage. Radash and Shadar recover 40% of their turn meter. That is going to be crazy. He's healing. He's taking everything off the team and throwing it right back at the other team. And they're recovering turn meter afterwards. It's not a physical... That move is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. That will make him in the meta. As long as demons are in the meta, if they start to fall out, that will put him right back in. That is crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. When I read that move, I was like, whoa. Okay, he's not messing around. And overall, this kit is pretty good. His second ability is Ice Fire. It has a cooldown of 2 out of 3, and it deals 220% of magic damage to all enemies. If the target is slowed, it inflicts burning for 2 turns. So not the craziest thing, but it's an AoE. It's not that great because it's relying on someone being slow. But if you're putting slow out there and everything else, and you'll see he does slow on a basic, then maybe there's going to be more than you think, and he's also putting burning. But it's an AoE. You can't go wrong with that. I love AoEs. And then his basic ability, it deals 260% of magic damage to an enemy. A 75% chance to inflict slow and burning for 2 turns. So obviously, if you see like a 75% chance to do something like that, you're going to have to slap some potency on him to make sure he's landing this. But if he's landing these slows as time goes on, then the rest of his other kit will make him even stronger. The more slow you have out there, the stronger this guy gets. And he's already pretty badass as it is. And also, if those people have slow, you're putting burning everywhere, this guy is going to demolish teams, man. Especially teams with like invisibility and stuff. You're just throwing debuffs out and all over him, and the more that you have, the more damage he does, the more turn meter he's getting. And then you throw Shadar over there, and the same thing's all going for him. Dude, already Shadar is a pain in the ass. Already. I don't have him, and I hate going up against him. And then you have this guy who's better than Shadar and is giving Shadar all that bonus. You guys, this is a whale character. I don't know how he's being released, but if you want this guy, if you wail out on him, even if you don't wail out on this guy, or even if you don't wail out on this game, wail out on this guy. If the whales get this and you don't, you're going to be way behind. I'm going to have to start saving up some money for this guy. However I want this guy. No matter how bad I have to get him, I have to get him. I'm trying to get this video to go by as quick as I can. So that's about all I have to say about him. There's his kit. So let's move on over to Arno. Something else. I think it's Arno. We'll see. Okay, we're going to jump back over here and read about Arno and what they say about him, and then jump right back to the test account. It says, new hero, Arno. Clans Goblin Tank. He will be available from Seasons of Rockets in the Arno's chest. So that means he is the next Battle Pass character. That's who you're going to get. Let's go over there and review him real quick, and then you can decide what you think about him. Alright, so Arno. Arno is, of course, with the clans, a Goblin and a Defender. Real simple. So he's a tank. Adam and him are the tanks of the Goblins. When he comes out, I'm guaranteeing right now he's going to be the main tank he is. Adam's going to be kicked to the wayside. And then you'll see why. Let's go over his kit real quick. So his passive. If there is more than one Goblin in the party, Arno sacrifices 20% of his current health to give all Goblins the shield equal to 40% of sacrificed health. So stop right there and think about that. You only need one Goblin in the party for him to sacrifice 20% of his current health to all ally Goblins. And that shield is equal to 40% of sacrificed health. So twice as much as he is sacrificing, it is being put on their shield. That is awesome. I mean, I'm telling you, you put him in place of Adam or Ramar or whoever you have in that 5th slot, he's taking these Goblins to a whole nother level. Something we don't even need right now. And these two characters are going to shoot their respective factions through the roof. And I've only read one line of his kit so far. That's crazy. He can sacrifice all the health he wants if he's going to throw all that on my shield. Goblins are already squishy. This guy is about to make them tanky. Alright, let's continue on, because that's just the first line of it all. All Arno healing abilities give all ally Goblins a shield equal to 30% of the health healed. I'm guessing he's healing, So every time he heals, he's throwing that much of it onto more shield. Dude, this passive right here already takes the Goblin faction to a whole nother level. It is nuts. Alright, let's keep going. This is still his passive that we're still reading. When the battle starts, Arno and all allied Goblin Rangers receive a haste for 2 turns. I don't know right offhand what Rangers there are of the Goblins. People like XMG know that stuff right off their head. I don't know. And they're gaining haste. That doesn't even matter. Whether that was in there or not, that is crazy. Haste is great. That's more speed to get. But this guy already worth the battle pass. I want to wail out on both these characters. I am broke as hell. I sound like Joe Exotic. I'm broke as shit, and I still want to put everything I have, and I want to mortgage my house for these 2 guys. That's how bad I want him, and I haven't even read his other 3 abilities yet. So, his ultimate ability, or third ability, whatever you want to call it, second, whatever it is, he is gaining taunt for 2 turns, recovers 5% health for each living goblin in the party. So when you use this move, he's getting health back for however many goblins there are, up to either 20 or 25%. I don't know if he counts for himself. Inflicts an armor decrease for 2 turns to enemies with healing block. Sergeant Pigwald recovers 5% of his turn meter for each living goblin in the party if he is on the battlefield. As we go on here, there is tons of reworks. Sergeant Pigwald has been reworked and probably to work with this guy. I can't tell you right this second if he's going to be better or not. But with these reworks, I guarantee you Sergeant Pigwald is going to be more relevant. I can't tell you how or what or when, but I'm guessing he's going to be a lot better with this guy on the field and with his reworks. So next up, his second ability. It shoots 4 rockets at enemies, each dealing 160% of physical damage. Each subsequent rocket to the same target has an 80% chance to inflict healing block for 2 turns. So if 2 out of the 4 of those rockets hit the same person, they're going to be getting healing block for 2 turns. It's very similar to Rantha's arrow attack, her volley or whatever, except probably a little bit better. But, you know, she has so many, I don't remember how many she shoots off, 4 or 5, but there's still a chance that 2 or 3 of those will land on the same target. So similar to that, and if that's the case, they get an 80% chance for a healing block. So pretty cool. And that and General Murdoch's rockets just dropping, that's going to be cool looking. Goblins are going to be way better, man. Alright, and his basic deals 260% physical damage to an enemy. If the target's health is above 50%, half the damage from this attack penetrates their shield. There's a 60% chance to apply accuracy increase to all allied Goblin Rangers for 1 turn, if this ability deals damage. So lots of synergy with Rangers. Also, there's chances of applying, accuracy increase to them. If they have more than 50% health, they're penetrating shield, so they're taking shield away. I have no complaints about that. Put some potency on this guy too, and things will be running fine. Already, I suggest you put the money and buy the battle pass before this guy's even out. I'm not a theorist. You know what I'm saying? I don't theorize what's going to happen with these guys, but it doesn't take a genius to tell you these guys are about to make these teams even better. Like, I can't give them my money fast enough. I want this character now. So whether I can afford to do that or not, that's a whole different story. But if you can do that, if you like to spend money on this game and you have the money, get the battle pass first day. Get this guy as soon as you can. Gear him up as fast as you can and throw him in your Goblins team. And in Battlegrounds, you're going to be wreaking havoc just because you have this character and most other people don't. This one character in Radish 2, Radash, she's going to be just as good, and you should do the same with her. I don't think she's going to be as available right from the get-go for anyone, but we'll see. Do whatever you have to do in those events to get the max stuff and get her and get these characters. Alright, tons more stuff to go over, so let's keep going. Let's get it back from these guys and keep on reading. Okay, back to Discord. Where are we at here? There will be a special Pumpkin Holidays tournament called Suicide Squad, which begins on October 31st at 800. I don't know what that means. I'm not good with that kind of stuff. and you will get Radish Hero Stones as stage rewards. So I didn't read that, but that's even more Radish Stones you can get. So you're gonna have a chance to get tons of these Radish shards, and like I just said to you, get every little shard you can for her. I guess to her, him, as fast as you can, as much as you can, because she is gonna be OP. I guarantee it. So they've redesigned and decorated for the Pumpkin Holidays, the character lobby, and the battle locations. So as you saw on the test server here, in the background, you know, it's pretty cool. They got it decorated for the pumpkins and for the holidays. I haven't seen anything different in the backgrounds, and I'm sure there is other stuff I don't know about yet. We're just learning about it now. So, okay, so we kind of already know about all this. So the season of Rockets begins November 1st. The new hero Arno will be available from Season Rockets in Arno's chest. So there's going to be a chest for him like there is every time, and he'll be the battle pass. We added tournament medals to the game. You will get a medal as a reward for performing well in the tournaments and show off your prestige. So it's probably something that can go on your portrait or something that tells you that you did this certain thing. And if people know what that is and they see that, they'll think, oh wow, he did this because he has that. And it says later these medals will be used to determine your rating. Okay, so I don't know if that's good or bad. Will you get higher, worse opponents if you have these medals in Battlegrounds? I don't know. We'll see. This I'm excited for. You can now get Zalinar Hero Stones on stages 4, 6, 8, and 10. And it used to be at the very end, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of the tournaments. I'm glad that this is great. I was one of the ones complaining about this, that I would get like rank 9. Like when the tournaments finish, I'd be 9th or something in the top 10. And I get the rewards, but I'm not getting any Zalinar shards because I couldn't get past like stage 5 or something every time. And I'd hit a point where I couldn't progress in the stages because the teams I were playing I couldn't beat. After I couldn't beat them, I couldn't get any more stage rewards. And in my opinion, you should be able to get all the stage rewards no matter... If you put the time in, you should get all the stage rewards no matter what level you are. Or at least most of them, you know, and especially an in-game player like me, I have almost 1 million power, hero power, and I can't even get past stage 5. Well, that's what I was getting frustrated. This will cure that problem, and more people that wouldn't be able to get Zalinar shards at all will get a few here and there, and it'll still be good for free-to-play and whales because free-to-play won't be able to get past 4 or 6. And people like me will be able to get to like 8 maybe, and I'll get more than you. And it'll just work out perfectly. So great job, guys. Love that. Been asking for that, and I really appreciate it. Moving on. Added new personal hero challenges for the most experienced champions. There are 2 challenges per hero. So every hero there's going to be these 2 challenges. For the majority of the heroes, except legendary and battle passes, so except for legendary and premium ones, the rest will be added shortly, later in November. So eventually, every character is going to have these 2 challenges. And I'm going to get on the test server and show you. But as of right now, it's only on generic characters, not premium battle pass characters or legendary characters. And for completing these challenges, you will receive the last items required to take the hero's gear level to gear 12. You can fill up their gear all the way into the last square there. And I'm about to show you right now over the test server what you have to do. Okay, so we're on the test server. Here's all the characters. So let's find just a regular character. Let's go to Revolve. So, you can fill all these up right now except for this last square here. The only way you're going to be able to do that is go here, click on it. There's going to be a little challenge tab right here. Click on it, and what it shows is how much you'll get. So pretty much, if you can complete these 2 challenges, you're going to get that full piece. You're going to get 25 for each one. I don't know if you can do the first one several times or not. This is the test server. I don't know what it's going to be when the update comes out. But this is pretty cool. It's very different from Galaxy of Heroes. I'm not mad about this. It's pretty neat. You have to pass these challenges, and they're right there. They take you straight to them, and it's unique for every character. That's pretty neat. I'll give you guys props for that. I'm sure someone's going to complain about it, and it's not good for this reason or that. But overall, I think this is cool. And let's show you how it works. So you click on Battle. See, it even has requirements like Tournament. All this one says is Revolve. These are everything on here is subject to change, by the way. So whatever you see on here, do not take to heart. So it says all we need is Revol. So let's put just a badass team in. Let's see. And I'm telling you now, guys, these are not easy. I've done a little bit of testing, and each character is different. Some are easier than others. Some are really hard. I don't know how Revol is. I've never tried it. Once again, take all this with a grain of salt. I mean, a lot of this is for sure, but this is the test server. Do not take this stuff to heart. The difficulty can be raised or lowered. Some things that look on the characters might change. Like, take this with a grain of salt. Okay, so here we are. The Gear 11 plus, Gear 12, whatever you want to call it, challenge. It's pretty cool. It works a lot like a raid does. There's just a lot of things going on. He won't be losing his health here until he loses the shield up here. And it's just kind of letting you know where you're at. And you can see it right here too. They're all going to be giant versions of themselves. And as far as I know, there's not anyone else included. It's just, you're just taking on him, a giant version of whatever character you picked. So I can't guarantee a win here, but we're just going to, do some stuff just to show you how it works out. So I can't guarantee this is going to be like that when you see it, but this is what you can expect. And like I said, they're not easy. Some are easier than others. I think it just depends on the harder the character, the better they are, the harder it's going to be for you. And I've only done a small amount of testing on it. But you can see where it's going. It's just like going up against a raid boss or something. I'm just clicking stuff, guys. I'm not trying to beat it so much. I'm just kind of showing you what's going on. And remember, these are test account characters, so they're even stronger than most of us are going to have. Alright, so you get the point. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of this, and we're going to move on, or we're going to be here all day. Alright, back on Discord. This I really was happy about, and this is another thing I mentioned to him, and awesome, thank you guys for implementing it. It says, if the defense wasn't set during the defense phase in the battlegrounds, it will be placed automatically. That way you get a chance to battle and get a decent amount of points, even if your opponent has decided not to play. There's also a new button that lets you automatically assign the defense you've used in the previous match. You guys are it's going to be so much better for you guys. Because it sucks when no one sets their defenses. You can't go against them, because automatically they're just gone. So you can't even play. So it's not fair to the person who loves this mode, who wants to, interact with this mode and play it more, when some people don't care and they just don't set their defense. So it screws them over in the long run, on points and everything. And so they're now making it, if that person doesn't set it, then the computer just automatically throws random teams together, and at least they have something to attack and get their points for that match. On top of that, if you set your defense one time, and you like it where it's at, the next round you can just hit a button and it puts that defense that you set manually automatically for you. That's amazing. Galaxy of Heroes doesn't have that. No one has that. Great idea, guys. Love you guys for that. You guys will love that. There's still a few little things they need to do, but that's a huge deal. That's going to make a big difference and a lot of people happy. Moving on. You can now increase your artifact storage bag up to 250 slots. That's great. Good to hear. More storage is always better. There are new models for the season and tournament chests. I don't really care. But the season and tournament chests look better or different, I guess. Maybe just for Halloween. I don't know. There is a new lobby for Order and Clans heroes. Honestly, I have no idea what that means. I looked around on the test server for this, and I do not know what they mean by that. If you guys know what they mean, elaborate down below or something, 'cause I have no idea. Vanessa is now available in the game as a heroic chest exclusive. Okay, so Vanessa is available. Don't know what the heroic chest is, but I'm sure it costs a lot, and it's a whale kind of thing. But you can now get her through a chest. Don't know if I agree with that or think that's great, but at least you can get her. Rework some good old heroes. Old Lore, Sergeant Pigwald, Dr. Frank, Kyra, Zantara, Venomate, Megawheel, Slinger, Shadar, and rebalance some hero gear items. Okay. Some are cool, and there's a very, very controversial one we're going to go over here in just a second. Just so you know, I'm not going to read it tit for tat. I'm just going to kind of sum up what they changed for each hero, or else we're going to be here all day. Legendary gear items have more stats now. That's good. That was kind of a complaint that they didn't take your hero up enough for what you were putting into them. Lots of bug fixes and optimization. They fixed the Battlegrounds red marker, fixed raid, guild, and tournament achievements, fixed the issue when closing the game in the middle of the tournament battle. It didn't count as a loss. So just like it said, people were exiting out of tournament before the match was over, and it never counted as a loss towards them. Balance changes. As the Dragon Champion family continues to grow and we add more and more heroes to the roster, we carry on giving our older familiar heroes some love and a bit of rework so they work better together, and you can see tweaks in heroes' balance as well as some items they have in their gear in this update. Here are the reworked heroes. So before I start, there are tons. I'm just going to sum up what they do, and overall they're making some really crappy characters a little more viable with their teams or whatever. Okay, so Old Lore. All they're doing is added a little bit more to his basic, which is slow for 2 turns, and they're doing some synergy with Dr. Frank. Don't know if that's going to be enough. His stats are terrible, but they said that they're changing gear stats, so probably what they put on him gear-wise is going to increase his stats enough that he'll actually be maybe tankier and more viable. So in the future, he may be better than what he used to be. Sergeant Pigwald, also a goblin. So what they did with him is they gave him synergy with the new Goblin Arno that's coming out for the Battle Pass. And they're also just giving him a little bit more turn meter in this ability here and just changing it up a little bit more. But overall, he's just getting more turn meter. Another Goblin, Dr. Frank. So what they did with him is they added synergy with Old Lore. So usually whenever he attacks, if a Goblin attacks with Shock with Dr. Frank, they will assist. Well, now if Old Lore's on the team, then that adds 1 more and 2 random Goblins will be called to assist. So who knows? I mean, maybe a Goblin team with Frank, Arno, and Lore might actually be pretty good because all 3 of them are kind of having synergy with each other. That's it for the Goblins and Dr. Frank, though. Now, this is the controversial one. People are not happy with this. And I'll let you know my opinion after we read it. So Kyra's ability that allows you to put invisibility on defenders, on tanks, and that's pretty much it. Like, she got other benefits and everything when she did it, but this is what the big change is. Okay, so pretty much she would put invisibility on everyone but a tank. That is no longer the change. Now the only thing she puts invisibility on are mages. That's it. Just mages. Nothing else. People are pretty pissed about that. But I do want to say that she is pretty OP, and even with this buff, settle down guys, she's going to be alright. Am I happy with it? I mean, I'm not mad about it. It doesn't bother me that much. It's still putting invisibility on the weakest characters, and she won't be so frustrating to deal with. I won't lie, when I take against her and a Kiri team, I'm just pulling my hair out. Because nothing's happening. I'm just sitting here attacking Kiri and not doing anything the whole match. So I think I'm actually pretty okay with it. You're going to hear everyone in your guild and everyone in your ear bitching about it. But I promise you guys, it's not that big of a deal. Very controversial. Kind of a big nerf. Don't know why it needed to be done. And I agree with that. Like a lot of this didn't need to be done. But maybe there's some reason for it. Maybe when you see they reworked Venomate, maybe it's so that they work better together and it brings Venomate up. I don't know. But final thoughts about that, not too mad. You shouldn't be too mad about it. I understand it's not really, there's no reason for it, but it's going to be okay, guys. And also her passive ability, they kind of nerfed it with the damage, but then they buffed it, adding 25% potency. So take what you want out of that, but I guess it's more of a buff than a nerf. They still nerfed it a little bit. But I get it, if you add the potency, then it kind of evens out. I don't know, you guys be the judge. But that's about all about her. Lots of demons being reworked. Once again, didn't really need the rework on demons or goblins, but I'm not going to complain about it because it improves them all. And all the complaints we've had about these certain characters, and they're fixing. So, there's no reason to get mad about this. I just feel like this could have been down the road for sure. They could have been working on pandas or pride, or there's a lot of other factions that need love, including pandas. They know this, by the way, too. It's coming, but I just figure like this is not something we needed right now, especially with those characters. A new demon and a new goblin. It just isn't needed right now. There's lots of other stuff you should be focusing on besides these guys, but that's not a complaint. I'm happy. Everything about this is exciting. Just figure this could wait down the road. So Zantara. I can't really... once again, I'm not a theorist, so I don't know their kits by heart. I don't know what they changed here. I'd have to go to her kit right now and check it out and compare it. I just don't have time to do that. So, don't know what they changed here. On her third ability, they added a synergy with Mega Wheel, and then they did a huge change on Mega Wheel. So, Mega Wheel. They've taken the debuff Pain and replaced it with a new unique buff, Torture. And by the sounds of it, it's only for Mega Wheel, which is pretty crazy. That's cool. He was useless. I didn't really use him much except for just to fill in on a team. So that's exciting. Torture is when Mega Wheel gets plus 5% armor and plus 5% tenacity. Doesn't sound like a lot. Maybe it can stack. I don't know. So his basic ability... They added where Zantara can assist if she's in the party and he has the lowest health. They kind of stayed the same thing where for every stack of damage you had, he could do so much damage to you, but they just replaced that with Torture. That's about it on the basic. So on his old ability, he used to gain Cheat Death, and instead of that, he's now getting Shield equal to the maximum of his health, and he's also getting Torture, the new mechanic. So same kind of thing with the third ability. For every stack of Pain, he used to remove it and take or put out more damage. Well, instead, now he's dealing more damage for every stack of Torture there is. Now his passive ability, they've completely changed. It used to be he increases crit chance by 6% for each living demon in the party. Now he's gaining 1 Torture for 3 turns upon taking a critical hit or when Zantara heals. And he also has a 30% chance to gain 1 additional stack. This rework might make him crazy good with demons. I don't know. I don't know how it goes. But something tells me he's going to be pretty damn good with this rework. Alright, so I haven't read all these. So I'm doing this for the first time with you guys. And there's a lot to this stuff. So, Slinger. His second ability, it used to inflict damage decrease for 2 turns. Instead of that, they took that away. And now it removes 1 buff. I don't know if that's better. But removing a buff is never a bad thing. But whenever there's 16 buffs over their head, what good is one going to do? But maybe there's one that just has taunt and you can use that. It'll help. I just don't know. They could have left the damage decrease, in my opinion. Now his third ability. So it used to remove a buff with a critical hit. Which is kind of lame. Not bad. But it's an AoE. So it was actually awesome. You had a chance to take away from a buff from a lot of people. That's nerfing him. That I'm not happy with. He was not bad. This makes him not as good, in my opinion. They took that away and they said this attack deals 40% more critical damage to enemies with taunt. Lame. Why'd you guys have to change this? That I'm not happy with. I'm more mad about that than I am about Kyra's nerf. That is a bigger deal, guys. That is something you should be mad about. You may not even knew she could do that, but she could, and it would help a lot. Moving on. Shadar. So they added a synergy with Radash. And I think all they did to his second ability is they added where Radash will assist if he's on the team. His passive ability, they're doing the same thing. I think it's the same, but they added Radash will receive the same buff as increasing magic damage by 10% for each living damage in the party. Or demon in the party, sorry. So if both these characters are on the field at the same time, they'll both get up to 40 or 50% magic damage. Now his leadership ability. I'm going to go ahead and read this because there's so much to it, but I think it's really cool. So it used to be increases the lifesteal of all allied demons by 20%. A 30% chance to apply slow for 2 turns when inflicting a debuff on the enemy. So it's an eh. But I think what they're doing here is trying to make 2 demon teams for you, because it seems like a pretty legit leadership. I could be wrong though. So what it does is it increases the potency of all allied mages by 20%. All allied demons have an 80% chance to apply slow for 1 turn when inflicting a debuff on the enemy. So that's a pretty big chance. So every time one of your demons under his leadership are applying a debuff, you have a huge chance of applying slow, which is a gigantic debuff. That's one of the best debuffs in the game for 1 turn. That's a lot. That's a great leadership right there in its own. So continuing on, if the enemy is already slow, the ally recovers 25% of the turn meter, but only once per turn. So under his leadership, you're probably going to be spreading slow like crazy. And if the enemy is already slow, the ally is going to recover 25% of the turn meter when it applies a debuff. That's crazy. So I think what they did there was they kind of made Slinger not as good so that you don't use him as a leader as much, maybe? They didn't affect his leadership, but they still made it where you kind of don't want to use him as much because of that one nerf. And so I wonder if they're making you kind of want to lean towards Shadar, especially with his new synergy with the new demon and with his new leadership. I'm no theorist, I keep saying that, but I think that leadership is going to be pretty cool in the future. And so that's it on the reworks. They go to tell you about the kits, new characters, but we already went through that and did that earlier. So that's it for update 1.3.2. I'm really excited. I think overall this is very positive. Lots and lots and lots of stuff for us very soon. Testers didn't see it. A lot of people didn't know about this. They mentioned a little bit, but we didn't know what was really coming. Yes, guys, I agree 1,000%. We didn't need a new demon. We didn't need demon reworks. We didn't need a new goblin, and we didn't need goblin reworks. But I think they did a pretty great job, except for the Slinger and the Kyra thing. Everything else is awesome. They're bringing up old characters and crappy characters better. Reworks always mean free-to-play friendly. If they're reworking a character that's already out for free, you're getting a better character, a character in some way. It's making you better free-to-play. If you're purely free-to-play, you can't ever complain about a true rework where they're bringing them and making them better. Now, yes, there's those couple instances that we mentioned already. That kind of sucks, but it's alright, guys. Overall, it's a positive. I give this update a minus. I mean, it's that good. It's huge. There's so much stuff to take in. I couldn't even read it all earlier. I just quit reading it after a while. So this is an A minus. This is a great thing. Be happy, guys. They're working their butts off. Here next year, you're gonna forget about all the negatives in this game. I promise you. You know, they have so much to work on, and they're still giving you stuff, even when they're working on stuff that we don't even know about yet. When they're putting stuff out, even the testers can't keep up testing. That's a good thing. When we can't keep up to test everything, and they're releasing it, that's a good thing. Well, I mean, there might be some bugs they don't see because we didn't test it, but they have so much to put out, we can't even test it all. That, in a way, is a good thing. They're doing all they can to give us a bunch of stuff constantly. I'm not going to keep going into this because this is already going to be a long video, but Galaxy Heroes doesn't do that. Marvel Strike Force doesn't do that. These guys care. Do they need to do things to make money? Yes, they do. Cut them a break. Cut them some slack. They need to support their kids and have a career for the future for themselves too. You can't get mad at them for that. They're going to change things that you've been used to kind of benefit whalers or a way to get money because they got to. But they do it only because they have to. It's not that bad. And at the same time, they'll give the free-to-play players some love. They don't have to rework characters. They don't have to spend time to rework characters because they're not making any money off that. There's things that they do that they make no money off of. Galaxy of Heroes would not do that. They release galactic challenges. It sucks ass, and they don't care. That's what you got. So you better do something with it, because you're not getting anything like that for a long time. Anyways, rant over. Love the update. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please hit like, subscribe. Getting bigger and bigger every day. I support all the messages and DMs and just talking to me about the game, starting a conversation with me. Love talking about it, guys. It's not like I'm a celebrity or anything. Hit me up. Hit me up on YouTube down below. Hit me up on my Discord. Like, let's talk, guys. I love you guys. I love the community. XMG family. Love you guys. XMG, glad you're back, brother. I love you, man. We got some videos with XMG coming out soon. So we're going to try to do a cool Battlegrounds video Sunday for you guys. So lots of good stuff coming out. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a good one. And don't forget, make war, not love. Peace.